We here. Fedor. I ain't never seen Fedor fight ever.
He mauled the world's deadliest strikers in cold blood. Revolutionized ground and pound.
I don't see how these, bro.
And wiped out a squad of UFC champions. During an unprecedented decade of dominance, Fedor Emelianenko conquered Pride FC's Royal Division and went down in history as the greatest heavyweight in MMA.
Don't break it!
But Fedor just
Let's recall the brightest moments from the last Emperor's red-hot sledgehammer spectacle.
Them hooks, hey man, y'all told me to watch Fedor, so we here, man. Let me know in the comments what legends of UFC and fighting, MMA, Muay Thai. Let me know who y'all want me to react to next, who y'all want me to discover. Highlights, don't matter, let me know in the comments. But bro, I can't believe niggas really, sorry to say niggas, people really taking them shots. I'm talking about that ground and
Fedor
pound
launched
shot
a pro career in 2000 and immediately proved the effectiveness of his combat sambo style in mixed martial arts.
Hold on, I ain't trying to pause it. Please don't break his arm. I ain't trying to pause too much. But he don't even look like too that athletic, but he throwing straight heaters.
Fedor launched a pro career in 2000 and immediately proved the effectiveness of his combat sambo style in mixed martial arts. By the summer of 2002, Emelianenko's record consisted of 7 finishes in 10 triumphs. Thus, he was finally summoned to Pride FC. The adversary was
That nigga 8 foot? Bro.
Schilt, who would win 4 K1 Grand Prix in the near future.
K1
and become the best heavyweight in kickboxing history.
He did it against Zimmerman. He did it against
head kick!
Nevertheless, Fedor quickly threw Schilt to the canvas.
Get down, big bud, yeah!
And started applying blush on his face.
Ooh.
good right hand. That was those.
The second round followed the same script.
See the timing on that?
He's got way too much balance. These are good strikes.
By getting a lopsided decision victory, Emelianenko entered the title race.
Bro, he just beat up a 7-footer. And he ain't no fat 7-footer. Look at his body. He look like an action figure.
By getting a lopsided decision victory, Emelianenko entered the title race. Heavy Artillery joined the front line next, in the face of Heath Herring, who had recently fought tooth and nail against Rodrigo Nogueira for the inaugural belt. The Texas Crazy Horse was ranked second in the division and considered a menace in all areas. However, he was instantly blown off his feet. The eruption of violence that ensued forever changed the ground striking meta in MMA.
But Fedor just grabbed him 2 times.
Did you hear that?
Meta in MMA.
But Fedor just cracked him 2 times. Is Harry hurt here? It looked like he hurt him with that left hook, boss. I think
Heath could neither escape
jumping in and suplexing
nor hide from the relentless beatdown on the floor.
What, wait, is this heavyweight? This like...
he's going for an armbar.
The fans were waiting to start collecting the Americans' teeth as souvenirs.
Oh my, bro, stop the fight.
And he's got the choke.
He's got it.
Luckily, the doctors intervened and saved what was left of Herring's health. Fedor put on a ground and pound masterclass and was awarded with a well-deserved title shot.
But Fedor just cracked him.
In March of 2003, the Russian went head-to-head with Rodrigo Nogueira. Up to that point, the Brazilian jiu-jitsu ace had held the belt for 2 years, snatching 6 submissions in 7 victories.
get a great elbow to the other side.
I forgot. K1 ain't K1 the one that don't got no weight class. Is that the one that don't got no weight class? I'm thinking about something else. Or it was Pride and didn't have a weight class.
Coleman's gonna pull his way out. He's gonna be out.
Break
Coleman
it.
tapping out.
Thank you, boy.
Nothing could stop Minotauro, not even pile drivers by the fantastic beast, Bob Sapp.
Bob Sapp!
Who became another victim of a crazy comeback.
Damn.
And although the Brazilian's guard was scarier than a snake pit, Fedor turned out to be quite the mongoose.
Sprawl, no.
He took
I know how to
Nogueira
sprawl,
to the
buddy.
canvas on his own terms and began brutally ramming him into the ring surface.
Right there. Big punches. He's got him.
Emelianenko got out of multiple dangerous situations
Right now.
and dished out loads of damage.
The people who want to see blood and violence.
Oh my fuck! Bro, if I'm getting hit like that, bro, these dudes gotta have jaws of steel, bro. Cause ain't no way. Like,
Oh, big shots! Big shots! Fedor's all over Nogueira! All over him!
To be fair, Minotauro was not the one to falter when things got rough.
He is a threat. He's a big time threat. Nogueira's in big trouble here. Big trouble.
Big Nog attempted numerous submissions,
As good as it is. Oh no! Oh! As good as.
and secured a sweep.
Oh no! No!
Howbeit, Fedor reversed the fortunes
Look at this! Whoa! Unbelievable!
and continued stress testing Nogueira's skull until the final bell.
Science of the submission ability.
they just beat him up.
Unbelievable. Has taken the title.
Ruthless superiority resulted in a landslide decision
Dang.
victory,
Oh my
making the
God.
26-year-old Emelianenko an undisputed champion.
Emelianenko.
They met again in the finale of the 2004 Heavyweight Grand Prix. Along the
it's
way,
heavyweight.
Rodrigo choked out Herring and handed Cro Cop his first loss.
Why he beat Cro Cop? Oh, he broke his arm. Y'all been telling me to watch Cro Cop too. I gotta watch Cro Cop. He beat Cro Cop? Oh shit.
Nogueira stuck to the same submission hunting strategy.
I know how to sprawl. Fedor said, I know how to sprawl. Boy, you not doing it. I'm not. None of that. No. No. My thing is, if you know Fedor like the ground and pound, why would
The
you?
duel was a repeat of the first encounter for 4 minutes straight.
Right there, delivered
Take
by
ground and
Emelianenko,
pound.
but now he's cut in a triangle position.
Oh my God.
Yet an unintentional headbutt resulted in a doctor stoppage.
Size and futility. Right hand by. Nogueira ended up kick. And he's cut.
The bout was declared a no contest, and a rematch was scheduled for New Year's Eve.
Damn.
This time,
I fought 3 times?
Emelianenko found the silver bullet to neutralize the opponent's strength. He stayed away from the Brazilian's guard,
By what we saw. Between before.
dominated the striking realm,
That nervous.
swept him off his feet with ease.
Interesting how he's moving in this fight. You guys.
Nice takedown by
Look at this. He just making adjustments, Randy Couture.
Nogueira had no answers, and the epoch-making trilogy of the 2000s went to the Russian machine.
unanimous decision for Fedor.
Returning to
Fedor.
Pride shortly after capturing the strap, Fedor shared the ring with Kazuyuki Fujita. The Japanese
Fujita?
wrestler nicknamed Ironhead really only lost to Cro Cop. Took the precious 0 from the unbeaten Mark Kerr
Fighting his heart against
and never shied away from a wild slugfest.
Damn.
Unbelievable.
Oh, what a turn!
The heart is on the...
Oh, drop him!
Goodness, I cannot believe that.
Oh, he a crazy man.
Fedor was a massive favorite and started playing with his food from the jump.
Playing with his food. Playing with his food.
Right there. And Fujita's on his back. Oh, eats a big left.
Ooh, big kick.
To give credit, Fujita could also be the hammer and not just the nail.
Out on his feet. He out on his feet.
Getting his wits about him and springing back up.
And Fujita.
Emelianenko reevaluated the initial approach.
Oh, body shot. Oh! Go back.
Reevaluated the initial approach.
That looks like about. He's got the choke. He's got it. It's over. It's over. It's an incredible fight.
By unleashing the bomb
he
in
beat,
close,
bro.
Kazuyuki almost pulled off the upset
I
of
want
the
to see him
century.
versus Cro Cop now.
Fedor retaliated with a flurry and tightened the noose around the neck.
And this is where animal
And
instinct.
like he beating everybody who in the match with Cro Cop. We gotta see that Fedor versus Cro Cop now. I mean,
As a stay busy, he fought Gary Goodridge, an old school killing machine made of flesh.
oh my God! Well, y'all old school motherfuckers, boy. Y'all are dangerous, bro. I think these referees, bro. The referees, bro. Referees ain't shit. First of all. And then y'all motherfuckers back in the day, y'all didn't care about life. Oh, hold on. Why is it muted? Y'all didn't care about life, bro. Like,
Texas, the same gym where... Again!
oh, Ralph!
Mano a mano versus Emelianenko, Big Daddy's only responsibility was picking out the blow
Oh
to
my
crumble
God!
under.
But then a right hand lands.
Now, Fedor.
Body shots, body shots.
The massacre lasted 69 seconds of doom.
There's an example of it. Right hand, right hand, right hand. To the head, to the head. He is out. It looks like he is down. There it is. There it is.
The reigning emperor.
He just beat the brakes off that dude, and that dude was eliminating folks. Fedor was in the was he ever in the UFC?
Kicked off 2004 with a scuffle against Mark Coleman.
I heard him
the
on
first
Coleman
ever
before.
UFC heavyweight champion and the inaugural Pride
Yeah, I heard
Grand
about
Prix
him before.
winner. The American wrestling dynamo wasted less
haven't
time
watched him,
striking than pig spent flying.
He's not going to be able to take too many. Oh, knocked out. Is he knocked out?
God.
He's out.
Even Fedor failed to thwart the initial takedown assault.
Coleman on top of Emelianenko in the corner.
The godfather of ground and pound unleashed the hammers.
You've always suggested, boss, from the under the arm
But Emelianenko answered with a guillotine
by Emelianenko.
and went on the counteroffensive.
Bum, bum.
Out is Coleman, but now he's met with a couple of
Ooh.
there's a knee, but Coleman.
The second grappling entanglement was the last for Mark.
Emelianenko's brother and Vladimir Goranov. He's got the armbar. And Coleman at the tap. And Fedor.
In their sequel 2 years later, things went south for Coleman from the word go. The Russian closed the show with an armbar out of respect for the legend. Mark's daughters were in the arena, so Fedor gave the veteran a hand and got one in return. In August of 2005,
This is what I want to see. I gotta watch Cro Cop though. I gotta watch Cro Cop because y'all been telling me to watch Cro Cop, so I'm gonna watch Cro Cop. But bro, this is what I want to see right here, Fedor. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all gotta give me y'all top 5 K1 and Proud fighters in the comments. Top 5 or top 10, so I can know everybody, so I can figure out. Because, bro.
chomping at the bit was Mirko
This fight
Filipovic,
right here?
who had recently shut off Fedor's brother, Alexander.
Oh, this is brother? Oh, we gotta do Cro Cop. We gotta watch Cro Cop.
Stop.
The Croat Cemetery left kick has been thundering in K1 since the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my fuck. Boy, that sounds like somebody hitting it across the head with a bat. Oh, yeah, we gotta watch him. Yeah.
Upon transitioning to MMA, Cro Cop became the most intimidating knockout artist on the planet.
In total control right now. Liver and her in the left.
Some
Oh! I can't get the hump with that strong left leg. There he is.
Filipovic was expected to clash against Fedor the previous year. However, Kevin Randleman had something to say about that.
The shot back up to his feet.
Oh!
Excellent, back. It's over. It's over.
I don't want to know too much about Cro Cop, bro. Y'all can't be showing us all this, man. It's not a Cro
Fatality.
But what the f...
As he respects Cro Cop, and there you see
The high-stakes confrontation began with a hard check
Oh!
and masterful combination work from the Emperor.
by a great left hand by Emelianenko. And now he has
Oh,
the
sh-
bottom
Oh!
He is a master in game.
rope. And again, he rocks.
Halfway through the opening frame, Fedor made a mistake.
So close. Nice left. Yes. Oh, left. I
Wow,
think it's
that
that.
left. Right.
And miraculously survived the subsequent kick.
Go right by Emelianenko. High left kick by Cro Cop and falls.
He took Mirko to the mat and stayed on top till the break.
His balance boss, but Emelianenko exploiting the mixed martial arts at its best.
In the second, the Croatian sensation was an open book.
Oh, look at that. Look at this is right to Mirko Cro Cop.
You know, the corner from Fedor.
Cro Cop kept eating strikes.
Oh, nice right straight.
Definitely eating.
And again, a body shot.
Fuck.
Nice. Left.
And sporadically exploding in response.
Training. Look at this.
Be that as it may, the last Emperor couldn't finish peak Mirko.
Looking for the takedown and back to the ground.
The battle of the decade, witnessed live by 35,000 people,
Fedor.
became an instant martial arts classic. On December
Fedor won
31st,
it.
2005,
Dang, he
the
beat
generously
Cro
built
Cop?
Brazilian Zuluzinho was waiting for Emelianenko under the tree. The gift wrap
A barrage.
First of all, Zulu, his arms is too short. He couldn't even punch. Bruh. Won't beat the brakes off him.
The gift wrapping was ripped off his chin in half a minute.
I gotta tell you, we're not taking it away from Fedor.
Oh my gosh, that's it. Oh no. Oh no. Square right on the chin. Not
Fedor Emelianenko, an absolute machine. A barrage.
That's
of
it, that's
counter
it.
threats. Fedor Emelianenko sends a very...
The fight lasted mere seconds, but the highlight is still breaking records.
We're not taking it away from Fedor.
Oh my god.
Sweet D.
Exactly 1 year later, Mark Hunt was tasked with putting out the sparklers in Fedor's eyes. After an easy takedown,
Fedor can handle on both arms, trying to bring it down. He does.
the Russian attempted an armbar to no avail.
Oh, he missed the head.
Mark grabbed an unexpected Americana.
Oh, that's right.
Can't happen. Oh my gosh.
That's when the Super Samoan's ambitions crashed into the limits of reality.
Now he's getting close.
Step it out.
It's
Step it
all
out. That's it. It's all.
Fedor
It's all
hangs
over.
on to the heavyweight title.
With
Damn.
the collapse of the Japanese organization in 2007, the last Pride Emperor did not abandon the New Year's tradition of
So this Pride, Pride, it was done in 2007. Word? Damn.
beating big boys. The infinitely tall Korean, Hangman Choi, sacrificed his arm for the culture.
Sacrifice his own for the coach. Oh, no, he did.
He's got it. That's it. He's got it. Against Fedor. That's it. He got it. He got it. He's got it. Fedor does it.
In
Hell nah, I don't wanna see no
Emelianenko
broken
signed
bones,
with an
man.
American
I
promotion,
can't watch.
Affliction. The newly minted title went to Stary Oskol, and in January of 2009, the former UFC king, Andrei Arlovsky, was brought in to challenge for it. The Belarusian had recently left the UFC in pursuit of a big fat check and was on a run of 5 straight victories with 4 knockouts.
Side leg kick. Right hand. Oh, goodness. Big right hand.
The pro...
Well, hold on. Hit with a right.
Lying stiff on the floor and staring into the void, poor Arlovsky had no idea what his chin would go through in the years to come. Unable to come to terms with the UFC, Fedor moved to Strikeforce.
Damn, he couldn't get, bro. What's up with the UFC? The UFC, bro. The UFC, bro. The UFC don't want no good fighters, no great fighters, no hungry, vicious fighters.
Unbeaten streak. In November, he was welcomed by a tire fitter / MMA practitioner, Brett Rogers. The American's unblemished record consisted of 10 knockout wins, including a big upset over Arlovsky.
I think it's
right here was disgusting.
Rogers wanted to play Russian roulette by striking with Fedor, and he got the bullet. Meanwhile, for the first time ever, the aging champion didn't look like the last emperor of Pride, which would become apparent against Fabricio Verdum. Rushing for a finish, Emelianenko dove into a deadly triangle. From that moment on, Fedor would lose his mojo for a while and fall short in 2 subsequent appearances.
Beautiful skate by Hendo!
Ничего, кто не падает, тот не встает.
With retirement on the horizon,
he don't even like he say, but he just like he vicious, just straight business. Don't even like he talking.
Made a comeback on home soil versus a special guest, Jeff Monson. In October of 2011, the American dubbed Snowman was being melted for 15 minutes. A month later, the once promising Satoshi Ishii was blown out of the water.
Trying to measure up with his right, and again Fedor drops it! The big conversion!
Finally, in June 2012, an old-school vet, Pedro Rizzo, joined the club. Following a brief feeling-out process, the Brazilian received a special quota for a head scan.
A special quota for a head scan. Oh my God.
The grand send-off concluded with a blitzing overhand, and 35-year-old Emelianenko left the ring on a high note. Despite being set for life, 3.5 years later, in 2015, Fedor surprisingly returned with a demolition of a little-known opponent. Then he signed with Bellator, and in a span of 5 years, crushed Chael Sonnen.
Oh, shit!
Former UFC champion Frank Mir.
Smashed him! Chael Sonnen and Frank Mir stopped playing with him. Even though they passed, it don't matter. Put both of them down.
And a seemingly pregnant Rampage.
Fedor put them paws on Rampage pregnant. Yeah.
Nevertheless, Emelianenko also found himself on the receiving end of a KO a couple of times.
Big shot! For sure.
They KO'd each other.
In October of 2021, the golden ticket went to Timothy Johnson, who had previously produced a Knockout of the Year candidate. And folded Matt Mitrione up against the fence.
Damn.
Headlining the first Bellator event in Russia, Fedor entered exchanges. Connected with a counter left, and then launched a lethal burst.
Oh, shit!
Lethal burst.
Boom! Yo, like he got hit by a couple of rocks. Bats. Oh my God.
Landing a three-punch combo with blistering speed, the 45-year-old Emelianenko made the old-school fans shed a tear of nostalgia. Fedor has always been taciturn and used two hefty fists to do the talking.
But Fedor just cracked him 2 times. You want to see blood and violence. Big shot!
He has never fought in the UFC, but during his career beat a squad of the Ultimate Promotion champions. Emelianenko's final bout will be for the Bellator title. Regardless of the outcome, the last emperor is set in stone in the history of martial arts.
How he's moving in this fight.
Oh, nice takedown.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at that. Look at this.
Just going to check the other out quickly, but there's a couple of left hooks followed by
Heavyweight belt, Big John. Oh, nice. Sharp left there by
Project Kid from the Cabrini Green.
If you enjoyed the video, ground and pound that.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Fedor, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Pride has some nasty, vicious fighters. Nothing but vicious fighter come out of Pride, bro. I just don't get why the UFC never signed him. Bro, I don't get that, bro. Somebody got to explain it to me in the comments, bro. Like, I don't get that. Like, what? But look, man, like, comment, subscribe. I already know what's going on, man. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video, cause we are the realest. Say that.